Why do horoscopes seem eerily accurate? Horoscopes are those bits in the paper or in magazines where a writer, supposedly through the guide of astrological symbols and the positions of heavenly bodies, is able to predict your future in love, money, and career, among other things, or gives a short description of the kind of day or week you should expect. What's interesting though is that these predictions seem pretty accurate. So what's going on? Well, first let's look at a psychology experiment. In 1948, Bertram Forer gave a personality quiz to a group of his students and told them they'd receive a unique assessment of their personality. Each student went through the quiz and answered the questions, then received a report detailing their personalities. The students were asked to rate how well the results applied to them on a scale of 0 to 5. However, unknown to the students, they each received the exact same result. It read in part, "You have a great need for other people to like and admire you. You have a tendency to be critical of yourself. You have a great deal of unused capacity which you have not turned to your advantage." So what would you expect the students to rate this assessment of their personality on average? It turned out that the students gave this assessment a 4.6 out of 5. This experiment exemplifies what is now known as the Forer effect, and may help explain why horoscopes are particularly accurate. The Forer effect is essentially the observation that people tend to give high accuracy ratings to very vague and general descriptions of themselves if they believe those results are tailored for them. This is where horoscopes likely derive their strange sense of accuracy. The dividing of the population into 12 signs for which each receives its own horoscope gives the illusion of tailoring the results specifically to you, something the Forer effect needs in order to be successful. Combine this with the fact that the language of most horoscopes are applicable to a number of situations, and you've got something that most people would describe as accurate. However, it doesn't end there. Horoscope writers also take self-serving bias into account. Self-serving bias is the observation that people tend to agree with positive descriptions about themselves and disagree with negative ones. Think about it. If I described you as hardworking and studious, you'd probably agree and not think much of it. But if I said you were a serial procrastinator and lazy, you'd probably disagree with me and ask why I thought that of you. That's self-serving bias, and it is why the language used in horoscopes tends to be predominantly positive words. People are much more likely to agree with it after all. So between the Forer effect and self-serving bias, it really isn't hard to see why horoscopes seem so eerily accurate. Please remember to subscribe and thank you for watching.